I stepped into a spot with a cool breeze and it feels so good. We've been outside working and I was hot and I got up here to show you something, and when I stepped up under this shade, it's a cool breeze blowing right here. Feels so good. But what I want to show you is lamb's quarters. Now, every year, every spring for years, I have made my spring salad. I've talked about that before. I make a spring salad with wild edibles and things that come up in the spring. Lamb's quarters is one of those. And lamb's quarters is also called wild spinach for a reason. It has a spinach flavor. It has a lot of the same properties and vitamins and minerals as spinach. It can be used just like spinach. And only thing I've ever done with it is put it in a salad in the spring. It comes up early spring. Now this year, we hadn't been able to find any because of the weather, because it stayed cold too long. Now Lee finally found me some. I've been wanting to talk about this, and I said I hadn't seen any. And Lee found a little spot that's got a few in it, but that's all we can find. So we're going to go ahead and show it and talk about it, but this is all of it we can find. And it's getting a little taller. I would like to show it young for the spring, but it's not too tall yet. It can definitely still be used, but it is in with a bunch of other stuff. Which is, it likes to grow. Usually every year when we till the garden, when Lee tills the garden, it'll come up right after he tills and stuff starts kind of popping back up. This will pop up all over the garden. Did not this year. But I'm going to show you what we did find. Like I said, it's in with a bunch of other stuff. There's some burdock here and some garlic that we planted here. So I'm going to turn you around. Okay, there it is, and hopefully I won't get into nothing else. This is lamb's quarters. It has a distinct shape of leaf. Let me get a big one up here. The leaf looks kind of like a duck foot. So it is also a nickname of it is duck foot. And it's, all, like I said, also called wild spinach. Now, there is one other plant that has a leaf like that is toxic, which is nightshade. But nightshade does not have the dusty middle there. That is actually, let me get back down to this one. There we go. I think I can focus on that and better. It is a dusty substance right in the middle of this plant and on the leaves. It actually goes way out on the leaf there, and it will wipe off. It is waterproof. That dust makes it waterproof. It goes all the way down the stem. There's some down on the stem there. It's actually a crystal. It is a powdery crystal substance that is waterproof. But it's similar to, it looks to me similar to Dusty Miller. If you've ever had a Dusty Miller plant, the middle of this plant looks like Dusty Miller. And every plant will have that, especially when they're young. After they get a little bigger, it's not as noticeable maybe. There is 3 plants here. Get around to this one. There's the other one. You cannot miss that Dusty Miller look right in the middle of it. And then the leaves have like a duck foot kind of look. And all down the stem is that dusty. Let's see if I can pull this back. I don't want to mess up anything else. All down the stem you can see that white powdery look. That is very distinctive to lamb's quarters. There's a stem off of that one that looks like it looks young. Anyway, there's just 3 here. And that is all we've been able to find, y'all. This has a lot of vitamin C and can be used, like I said, just like spinach. Eat a piece of that. You can eat it raw. Now, some say it is so similar to spinach, and they say you're not supposed to eat just tons of spinach raw. I do. I love spinach in my salad and my green smoothie and everything, but you would have to just gorge yourself on raw spinach or this to for it to affect you any. And then it would probably just maybe give you a little diarrhea. But same with spinach, though. Spinach will do the same thing. So, but you would have to just gorge yourself on it for it to affect you like that. So, perfectly edible. It actually tastes a lot like spinach. And you can even cook that like you can spinach. Anything you can do with spinach, you can do with this. So, it's a really great one to forage for and find. Lots of vitamin C, like I said. Lots of minerals and stuff just like spinach. And you can cook it down. You can cook it down and eat it with some cornbread, throw it in some soup. Still eating it, sorry. But let us know, because we are very curious to see if the cold weather got it or why we're only finding these 3 plants here. And we've looked all over. Usually it's all over our property, and we've just looked all over, and this is all he could find of it. They're doing fine. But anyway, I'm probably going to take these 3 and get them and wash them and cut them up and put them in a baggie for my green smoothies. That's probably what I'll do with it. That's what I do more than anything with spinach is in a salad or in a green smoothie. I will take these up and wash them up and put them in the freezer so that I can use them for green smoothie later. And anyway, there you go. Short video because that's all I could find of it. And it's a very distinctive look, so there's not a whole lot of identifying. It's easy to identify. So look around your yard, your property, and see if you can find any, and let us know. All right, I brought 2 of those plants up here in the house. I'm going to leave that 3rd one. I'm doing this video before our Friday Night Live, and I'm going to save that 3rd one to show on our Friday Night Live. And so I want to show this a little closer and then show that I'm just going to wash this off. It's going to wash off most of that powdery residue, or it's actually called a crystal. I'm going to wash most of that off, but you don't have to. That is edible. No reason to wash it off, but just because I'm going to wash this plant and put it up, so I'm going to wash it, and most of that powdery residue will probably come off of there. Will wash off of there, but you don't have to. You can just wash it up enough to and it is that powdery residue, like I said before, is waterproof, so it may not all come off so much, but I want to wash it and get any bugs, and that looks like bird poo, so we're going to wash it good and get all that off and chop it up good and put it in the freezer for a green smoothie a little later. Okay, that's all I ended up with. I did cut the big parts of stem off. You don't really have to, but I did. I cut the biggest parts of stem off, and that's what I have left. That's just probably enough for one smoothie. So I will bag that up in a baggie. I washed that up good. You can probably see just a little bit of that white left in there, which is fine. While I've got spinach and things available, I like to go ahead and put a lot of this stuff up for later use, for when I don't have spinach readily available, like, wintertime. Later in the fall and winter, through the winter, I will get this out then and use it and get my vitamins and minerals and use it then. So there you go. Now, some people will get the seeds of this if they don't have a place to get it, or if it doesn't grow in your area. Some people will get the seeds later in the fall, get the seeds and plant it. If you do that, just remember that it is kind of invasive. I mean, it seeds readily, reseeds, and comes up everywhere, usually. Didn't this year, but usually comes up everywhere. So you want to be careful with that. And if you plant it, I would do it on a corner of your property or your yard that you don't mind it taking over. And then also harvest it before it seeds out. Harvest it and leave just a couple of them to seed out. You could even do it in your garden if you wanted to, but you would need to do that. You would need to harvest it all before it's seeded out. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. And watch us on Friday nights at 7 p.m. Central Time. We'll talk more about foraging.